All right, Shawn FightHype here. Showtime Shawn Porter after one hell of a training session today in 110 degrees weather. And
is that what it is?
yeah. And I think you trained for a lot of that with a mask on.
I trained for, I think, a little bit more than half, right around half of it with a mask, but neither here nor there. That was not my first time training with a mask. For me, it was just a matter. My dad, he said he was testing me today, and I mean, for me, first I thought he was just doing some different things, wanted to do something different look for us, for everybody back home, things like that. But it turned out to be more of a test than I even recognized. I always know when things are different and stuff like that, but he was testing me, but also doing things that would make me recognize in myself what you guys have seen time and time again in different fights, and is that I can handle anything that's thrown at me. I told you yesterday, over the course of the last few months since we've been training since April, things have not been as smooth as they've been in the past, or as we would hope them to be, at least I can say that. And I think a lot of that is just contributed to my state of mind from time to time, and focus or lack thereof from time to time. A whole host of things. But I think taking me up to the desert today was his way of working my physical, but also working my mental, and just trying to get me to understand that this is Shawn Porter. Where has Shawn Porter been? This is Shawn Porter, and I think he was just trying to remind me, or help me remind myself of who I am.
Now, I know you're being kind of general about that, and I understand if you don't want to open up about it, but what is it? Your father and you have both said changes and things are different. What is it? Is it just you having a second child, being married now since the Spence fight, or?
It was like my dad said earlier. My dad said that there were things he didn't want to change because he had saw the course in the path of success, and he could see that with certain changes that path would also change, and it has. And I think that we are all in the transitional phase, even beyond this fight, because he's my father, and we're still fighting together, both in and out of the ring. So we both have no choice but to go through transitions. And I think the thing that most people don't recognize is that through the course of your life, I can't put numbers on it. I'm not a scientist. I haven't been educated on it, but through the course of life, you have transitional periods that are bigger than others. Let's talk about our kids. Mine is 2.5. Yours is 1 and
13 months.
13 months, and you can see some changes. I can tell you that my son being 2.5, will wake up and you will see a big change. You will see a lot of small changes through the weeks and the months of him of a baby being born. But right around 1 to 2 is when you start to see one big change. Okay, that's how you're gonna be, and you either nip it in the bud, you like it, you don't like it, so on and so forth, you do what you have to do. But that's how we are even as adults. As adults, some people don't recognize, some people just flat out are in denial, but you will go through transitional periods. I know for women they talk about midlife crisis and things like that, same thing for men. Those are all transitional periods. I guess maybe if anything that's the scientific term for it, or the known term for it, but it's a transitional period.
You're not the same at 30 as you are at 25. 30, right.
And that does not stop, So even beyond this fight, beyond the next fight, and next years, and so on and so forth, we will always be transitioning and trying to figure out a better way to do things, and a way to become better people. So in the ring right now, it's just a matter of me becoming a better fighter, and a better fighter than you've seen me be in the past. And I'm sure a lot of people out there will hear that and say better, or duplicate what you've done, or how could you get much better than you've been. Talk about peaking. I know we talked about that earlier. Things like that. Well, it's all a matter of the athlete. It's all a matter of the person, the man or the woman, the boy, the child, so on and so forth, for us to recognize what needs to change, what needs to fix, what needs to improve. And if we are willing and able, those things will improve. And that's what we're looking for right now. That's what my dad especially is looking for.
Right. But no matter what, it will be the Porter way, won't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Meaning you guys are never...
You saw the Porter way today, you know? The Porter way, I'm 30, I'm 32, going on 33. Blood, sweat, and tears literally in this sport. I've been doing it since I was 4, been boxing since I was 8, been a pro since I was 21, so on and so forth. And we've done a lot of things that other people have done, and we've done a lot of things that other people have not done. The Porter way is simply us separating ourselves from everyone else and doing things differently. And what you saw today is a prime example of the Porter way. Nobody else drives up into the mountains in 110-degree weather and puts on a 36-minute straight workout and does it as a trial.
Right.
And even at that, does it as a trial. You know, that's something somebody would do one time. We did it. We accomplished it. Yeah. That was a trial. I'll be back there. Mm-hmm. You know? And guess what? When I get back there, they'll be expecting more. They'll be expecting things to be better. And my job is to have gone through that and understand that I've been through it and I can go through it again.
And you may have seemed even less winded now than you did for big fight camps, doing really big.
I can't say that.
No.
I think even right now, I know for myself, I can say that that right there up there, it was a lot of grit, a lot of determination, a lot of things that you pull out. A lot of things that you pull out in the fight, you don't necessarily pull out in camp. There's some things that you just simply are. They really are reserved for the fight.
Right.
And I think my dad wanted me to pull out a little bit of that today, and I had to.
You don't want to pull that out too much in camp, huh? You got to stay. Right.
You want to take your time with it.